Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? New week, new video. Want to dive into some things with the trade deadline coming up. Remember to like, subscribe, share, and let's just get into it. So, Jags fans, we went ahead and traded James Robinson this week for a sixth. That is a conditional sixth that can be a fifth if he runs for 260 more yards, which can he do it? Yes, he can. Is there a chance that he won't do it? Yes, there is. You have to consider that he has to learn a whole new offense, and he's probably not going to start over Michael Carter, who was another draft pick last year. So, can it be done? Yes. Can he conceivably not do it? Also, yes. So that the thing here is my problem with this trade is the same problem I've always had with Trent Baalke in general, in that I don't feel like he values our players that kind of were picked before him, which you could say that for a lot of GMs that take over a team and want to recreate the team in their own image. That makes sense, right? But make sure you're getting adequate compensation back. We traded a top 10 pick, our first round pick corner last year, for basically, I think, a third and a tight end that we could have signed in free agency. That is not adequate value for a top 10 first round pick. That's an L that you took there. And while those additional draft picks, which I will give him credit for, when he has a bevy of draft picks, even though they're late, he is very good at turning them into like moves in the draft. So clearly he wants as many picks to make as many moves in the draft if he targets somebody, a la how he moved up for Devin Lloyd. Now, that's about as much of a compliment I'm going to give him. But the thing is, while nobody's saying don't trade James Robinson, don't trade CJ Henderson, but with those late round picks that we turned into Devin Lloyd, imagine how many more picks we could have gotten or what other deals we could have made if we had better picks. Gardner Minshew went for a six. He started for us, right? And when they traded him, I didn't think it was appropriate. You wait till a quarterback goes down, somebody's desperate, they'll give you more than a six for a guy that is capable of starting. I just thought we didn't get adequate compensation. You could have got a fifth for him. I thought Schobert should have went higher for, I think we got a six for him, and he should have definitely been a fourth or third round pick. Now, again, benefit of hindsight, a lot of you guys are going to be like, well, Gardner Minshew's not starting. CJ Henderson's not playing well. I get it. Again, CJ Henderson was a top 10 pick. Joe Schobert was our best linebacker when we got rid of him. So, I mean, just, consider that. I just don't feel like we're getting adequate compensation. So I don't want to dwell too much on the compensation part of it. I just want to wish James Robinson all the best, because I think running backs like him are essential. They just are. Those chain mover types or whatever. How many flashy running backs like a Saquon Barkley, hell, even in our situation with Travis Etienne, just those style of running backs, how many teams have you seen win Super Bowls with those kind of guys? They usually have big plotting type guys like a Corey Dillon, Leonard Fournette. Very seldom do you see these flashy offenses really win the title. And I know the Rams just won it, but they run the ball well when they need to. And that's kind of a star. These are outliers. That's a star-studded roster that you're talking about, along with the Chiefs. Now, we're trending in that way where, people seem to think the running back just doesn't matter. But if history goes on to show you, those kind of running backs are typically essential for teams that go to the playoff, make long runs in the playoff, and eventually win the Super Bowl. That's how I would build my team, and that's fine. We had Travis Etienne. I wasn't the biggest fan of the move to draft him in the first round. I didn't think he was warranting a first round pick. Mind you, other players in that draft, like Javonte Williams, looked like he was going to be a stud. You just don't draft running backs unless they're special looking that high. And I never thought Travis Etienne, while he's playing well, was a special back. Now, I will say I did call that I don't think James Robinson's a special back either. I just think what he does fits into the long scheme of things of how you win. I did call that eventually we would probably replace James Robinson because I never said he was a special kind of back. Now, With that being said, I want to again wish him all the best. I felt like he was a class act here, and for all of those guys that like to, Jalen Ramsey apologists, which I never understand. This is one where I really felt like this was one player that we got wrong or we did wrong as a team, in general. What he had to endure coming undrafted from being undrafted, doing everything that we asked him to do, hardworking, and to come in here and be good enough to help us, to allow us to cut Leonard Fournette and to still rush for 1,000 yards, just to deal with the travesty that was Urban Meyer. And then this year he starts off after a torn Achilles, starts off hot, had a couple 100 yards through 3 games, 4 touchdowns, looked good, and then to just be shut down the way he was, even though I understand the business move, I just think they should have been transparent with him. Um, I just feel like overall he was done wrong. I don't like the way we handled that situation in its totality. Now, moving on to the future, my boy Ryan, and again, shout out to him. He wanted me to talk about why this season hurts so much as a Jag fan, and he also stated that he doesn't feel like we should sign Josh Allen. Now, I'm going to answer the first one as to why this season hurts so bad. The season hurts so bad is because we came in having zero expectations. Then we saw flashes of we might be better than we had originally anticipated. You can really make a case that we could have started the year 4-0. Should have beat the Commanders. I think we did win game two. I think did we win the next 2 games? We skunked the Colts, beat the Chargers in impressive fashion, and then you have stuff that came up like the 5 turnover game from Trevor against Philly, and we still had a chance to win that game. And then the next game, which I can't really remember what the next game was, but we basically lost to the Eagles, we lost to the Colts again, and then the disappointing loss to the Texans. That it hurts because we thought that there was a real chance that we had control of the division, especially with the way the Colts have looked, and we just expected to beat the Texans twice. Now, with that being said, the only thing I can say about that, guys, is the reason it hurts is because we just thought we were better than what we were just based on the way we started. But there's reason to be optimistic because I didn't expect to win or be in those kind of games coming into the season. You got to try to remind yourself where we were expecting ourselves to be. I just wanted to see improvement. I wanted to see a direction. I wanted to see a plan. Doug Peterson implementing his scheme. I wanted to see Trevor grow. I wanted to see growth. And I originally predicted 7 to 9 wins. It's definitely looking real 7-ish right now. What can I say? It's a young team. The things I think we need are, I've been saying we need obviously everybody's saying we need a number 1 wide receiver, but those guys don't grow on trees, guys. We can't just snap our fingers and make that happen. OBJ is not walking through that door unless the rest of the league just bails on him. He's not going to come to Duval. He's a very high maintenance guy. He's not coming to Jacksonville. He's looking to go somewhere where he can be in the spotlight and he can compete. Now, if all of those teams close the door on him and it would cost us way more money than it would need to because we'd have to overpay to even talk to him to come here, it just wouldn't be worth it. So trade deadline's coming up, and I'm going to lump this in with Ryan's thoughts on not signing Josh Allen. Rumor is people have inquired about Josh Allen. I absolutely would not trade Josh Allen. Would not do it. Pass rushers are hard to come by. He's coming off, I believe, 7.5 sacks last year. He had a 10.5 sack campaign. I think we're really spoiled after the Saxonville season, and just expect these guys to just come out the gate screaming like Calais Campbell was, like Yannick Ngakoue was. Give Josh Allen some time. He doesn't have a lot of help. While I think Trayvon Walker has special metrics, we all knew he was going to be a project coming in, and we kind of haven't seen him outside of the roughing the passer penalties since week 1. That's a problem for Josh Allen. And mind you, I see both of these guys getting plenty of pressure, just not getting home. And a lot of the reason for that is because quarterbacks aren't being able to step up in the pocket because we have no interior push whatsoever. Which brings me to what happened to Arden Key, guys? I thought he was supposed to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. Everybody was so excited about Arden Key. And and this isn't to completely shit on Arden Key. It's more of an argument I've had with various people in the groups that we discuss Jaguar things in. I emphatically stated the Arden Key signing made no sense to me. Arden Key is basically Kayvon Chason. He's been bad his entire career. Most of his sacks literally came last year playing on a stacked defensive line. And I'm not saying that he can't get better or that it's even his fault that we're having the issues that we're having. But I stated we knew we were going to draft a pass rusher. Trayvon Walker, Kayvon Thibodeau, Aiden Hutchinson possibly. We knew those guys were probably going to be our draft pick. Why didn't we make a move for a veteran pass rusher that knows how to do it? I wanted to say Shaquille Barrett. No, the other guy. Jason Pierre-Paul's was out there, and he's currently playing well for the Ravens. I suggested Justin Houston. He's out there and is currently playing well for the Ravens. I believe he has 6 sacks on the season right now. And he's a veteran guy that did it at a high level and he doesn't have to start. He's able to actually school our young pass rushers in how to do it. That is the route I would have went. But I digress. What do I expect at the trade deadline? I'm not sure if we're going to make any deals. There's a small rumor I heard that Marvin Jones might be, asked for. I mean, I can take it or leave it at this point. None of our receivers are like, I gotta have them, obviously, with the exception of Christian Kirk, considering the contract we gave him. But here's a name for us to get that I think fits in our wheelhouse in terms of low risk, high reward. The team's kind of soured on him. In fact, it might, maybe it doesn't happen because I can't fathom why we didn't ask for this guy in the James Robinson deal now that I'm thinking about it. Why a play for Denzel Mims hadn't been made. He's the big receiver that we're missing with speed, potential. I literally likened him to what I thought DJ Chark was going to. I thought he was a DJ Chark 2.0. Some of you guys might be down on DJ Chark, but remember he was a 1,000-yard receiver in his second season and, a Pro Bowler. He had some injuries and dealt with the same shit James Robinson dealt with Urban Meyer and all this stuff that's been going on with the Jaguars. I think DJ Chark had all the potential in the world. Denzel Mims, same thing. 6'3", 200 pounds, ran a 4.3. Why not? He only got a year or two left on his contract, looking to prove himself, unhappy with the Jets. I'm pretty sure they'll be more than happy to give him over for a 7th or 6th or something late. I'd make a move like that. Those are my thoughts on the Jags for now, guys. You guys let me know what y'all think, what y'all looking for. Oh, lastly, get an interior lineman for some fucking push in here. I don't think you guys understand how major just an interior guy that can really wreak some havoc in the middle will do for the entire defense. I think it'll unlock Trayvon Walker and Josh Allen. I think it would, and as a result, the corners won't have to spend so much time covering. Even Shaq Griffin might make a resurgence if we help the secondary out by getting to the quarterback. Remember, Josh Allen, while he's not getting a lot of sacks, I believe he's up in top 5 in the league. Definitely top 10 in pressures. Got to keep everything in perspective, guys. Let me know what y'all think. Holler back at your boy in the comments, all right? Peace.